Once a U.S. Navy report referred to as Navy Aviation Vision 2030 to 2035 revealed that the USAF had built a sixth-generation fighter. The rest of the world was held in shock. This nameless war machine looks like nothing you've ever seen before. A lot of things are unique about this new fighter jet, except probably the fact that it is secret. It has canards right behind the cockpit and a new hybrid Delta Lambda wing shape, which is pretty amazing. Although there's little information about this aircraft, we'll disclose more about it than you might find anywhere else in this video. However, before we get into the details, ensure to like this video and subscribe to the channel Military Technology Updates. What is the design? This sixth-generation aircraft is codenamed FAXX, and it is set to scare the rest of the world. This machine could possibly fly unmanned, although it still retains the traditional cockpit. The jet is also said to come with a twin-engine design that's reminiscent of the magnificent F-22 Raptor's thrust-controlled nozzles. The potential role of this aircraft in the future fleet carrier wing was also disclosed in the document. The US is working on the next generation air dominance system, aka NGAD. This family of air systems would revolve around the FAXX, which would act as the quarterback in a football team. Concept art from a manufacturer, Lockheed Martin, reveals its structure, which is said to be shaped like an upside-down stealth aircraft. Unmanned and human-crewed airplanes are used to facilitate integrated non-kinetic and kinetic fires in various posts. Basically, the FAXX will be the deadliest and most affordable carrier air wing globally. No one knows when this jet will be complete, but it will probably be the world's first sixth-generation fighter when it does. It's just built to be dynamic, and the body offers lots of features plus a comprehensive stealth package. This is why it'll probably be leaps and bounds ahead of other jets. What aircraft is it going to replace? It is believed that the FAXX will replace the F-22 Raptor since it will be a multi-purpose fighter. This is according to the Army Chief of Staff. The man disclosed that the primary role of the fighter is with the Air Force. However, he also revealed that it could strike ground targets as well. The sixth-generation jet possesses some air-to-ground capabilities which ensure that it survives and provides alternatives to the air component commanders. Another factor is that it is also expected to be capable of providing combat alternatives to Allied force aircraft. This jet, also known as the NGAD fighter, has a higher weapon load and range than the F-22. This enables it to operate the long distances required in the Indian and Pacific regions. These details are not out of line with the document and image published in the USAF's biennial report. The document reveals that this deadly fighter has a larger blended wing aircraft compared to the F-22. This would leave lots of room internally for a larger armory and fuel tank. While the F-22 is a very expensive aircraft, costing nearly $135 million per tail, and is currently the most expensive military aircraft ever made by USAF, it is nowhere near NGAD. On the other hand, the F-35A does not cost up to $100 million per plane. As far as finances go, a report from the executives at Lockheed Martin reveals that the rising inflation and disruptions in the weakened supply chain could raise the cost of these machines. In terms of only fighter jet costs, the NGAD programs exceed both the F-22 and the F-35. However, note that the sixth-generation platform will play an important role in aviation. There's no denying that this jet is going to be an expensive plane, more than the F-22 ever was. But just as the F-22 has been dominant in the air for decades, the NGAD project is expected to reach those heights if it does not surpass them. Are there variations of this fighter jet? A report from Air Force magazine revealed that General Mark D. Kelly disclosed that there might be two variations of NGAD. The first one is said to be one long-range payload to specialize in the Pacific and Indian regions. The other will specialize in relatively short distances, like between specific battle regions in Europe. As stated earlier, NGAD is to be a family system with a 6th-generation fighter at the focus. As incredible as that was, it's nothing compared to the fact that the 6th-generation fighters usually take years to build. However, it is said that this fighter was designed, built, and tested within a year, that it has also undergone fly testing. Someone involved in USAF's top procurement agency, whose name is Will Roper, revealed that the team had already built and flown a complete flight Demon. He went further, saying that they had indeed set records for it. Money problems caused by the project. It has been reported that the USAF plans to reduce its fighter fleet to only 4 jet types. This would comprise the F-16, F-15EX, F-35, and NGAD. The F-35 is expected to fly along with the NGAD fighter. However, according to reports from the US Department of Defense, it seems the money to finance all these military-based plans is available. The agency released its 2022 budget request, which comprised funding for NGAD. The USF is seeking $1.5 billion to support NGAD, which is about $623 million more than funding previously received. However, it seems that the US is trying to maintain a low cost for the overall program. It is important to ensure planes like this are built to enable manufacturers to make upgrades and maintain their efficiency. Projects like the F-35 had similar maintenance costs and challenges. So far, these costs have raised the program's expenses to more than $1.25 trillion since its inception. All these costs have led to criticisms from lawmakers for various reasons. I mean, this is a program that will cost hundreds of millions of dollars for every tail. In April, Frank Kendall, the Air Force Secretary, told Congress that crewed fighter aircraft were the center of the Air Force's NGAD program. However, these would actually cost hundreds of millions of dollars each. Its development. USAF started its 6th-generation fighter plane in tandem with the NGAD program and kept it all a secret, although it is said that this project lasted for just a year. As unrealistic as that seems, it's doubtful to disregard it completely due to the fact that such programs are always done in secret, and little information about them ever comes to life. During an interview, Duke Richardson, who is an Army deputy, said that NGAD is not a project on which he can speak. However, the man managed to reveal that the program was going according to plan. Understandably, the issues around it can't and should not be discussed in an open forum. With many nations striving to claim air superiority by building the first 6th-generation jet, the US intends to be the first. No one wants to be placed second in matters like this. Nonetheless, the finances for such a project are high, which is why members of the NGAD board have called for more sense of urgency and a nationwide effort. Some have even compared it to the Manhattan Project, which produced World War II's first nuclear bomb. The plan? To put adversaries in the dirt or scare them so bad that they bury themselves. The US Air Combat Commander held little back when asked questions about the need for it. He said he believed that they would one day deploy it and that they would have it completed before any of their enemies. Despite its fast development process so far, some call for an even quicker development phase. This, of course, would mean more funding, which, according to reports, isn't forthcoming. Before we continue, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, Military Technology Updates. Let's get back to the video. What a 6th-generation fighter jet would look like. Although development is still pretty early, several distinct features have been developed as a prototype for 6th-generation fighters. If you consider the 5th-generation air-to-air capabilities and its resilience during combat, some loopholes can be improved upon. The ground attack, for example, can be improved and adapted to future threat environments. Initially, USAF's main focus had shifted from melee combat since it's becoming rarer. Now, it has expanded to include ground support, space warfare, and cyber warfare features. Also, we're now talking about out-of-range aircraft. Air missile capabilities in this modern age cannot be overemphasized. Flexibility is also needed for performing unmanned and manned duties. Not to mention the need to integrate ground sensors with multiple satellite drones in a vibrant network environment. This integration offers a full data-to-decision capability at the heart of every strategic warfare. One typical design feature for 6th-generation aircraft is advanced digital capabilities. This includes seamless air control, AI, high-capacity networking, cyber warfare, data fusion, communication capabilities, and battlefield command. Another is the option of being manned or unmanned, with an airframe similar to that being used to perform remote-controlled pilot-in-command or onboard AI-controlled tasks. Another feature expected in a 6th-gen fighter is enhanced integration of people and systems. This includes helmet-mounted displays that provide the pilot with a 360-degree vision. This also includes artificial battlefield enhanced awareness, which would replace traditional dashboards. Another possible feature is directed energy weapons such as lasers, CIWS. Of course, you should know that the feasibility of some of these features remains uncertain. Development cost and time will most likely be significant factors in developing these features. Nevertheless, a few military observers believe the special requirements might see the light of day between 2030 and 2035. As for the countries that have announced their intentions or plan to work on these projects, other countries with such intentions include Russia, Japan, China, the UK, Italy, Sweden, Spain, Germany, France, and India. The first 6th-generation fighters might just be deployed in the 2030s. The development of the engine. The next-generation engines are built as a branch of the AETP, which stands for Adaptive Engine Transition Program. They are state-of-the-art engines with increased acceleration, range, and cooling capacity. Next-generation fighter engines were initially designed and optimized for the Lockheed Martin F-35. However, the propulsion technology is also used to power USAF's NGAD fighter program. A beautiful and powerful machine, the engines have piqued congressional interest with a budget request as high as $273 million. However, this raised concerns among lawmakers that USAF was working on a second F-35 engine program. It was later cleared that the NGAD project had nothing to do with building another F-35 engine. In essence, they were working on something completely new and much improved compared to the F-35 engine. The engine technology was in its early development stage back in 2010, and so far, it has matured reasonably well. Right now, there's no doubt that with its significant improvement, it would replace the current engine, not repeat it. The service will pay for urbanization works this year with the next increase, but it will have to face resources in its budget in the future. However, the system would be a significant step forward beyond the current features. All in all, this secret fighter jet has everything that would make the US Air Force superior to the military jets from other countries. It is even expected to surpass some of the improvements necessary to turn a 5th-generation jet into a 6th-gen one. And to think, it was all done within a year? Of course, that's another question. But one thing is for sure, the world would not want to get the US angry right now. If you enjoy watching videos like this, then leave a like and subscribe to the Military Technology Updates channel. That way, you don't miss out on our next videos.